Hi, I'm a big fan of the ABBA group, and today I'll tell you about the early years of the band's history and the creation of the name ABBA. In the early 70s, band called themselves Björn and Benny, Agnetha and Anni-Frid instead of Fästfolk, and their first single under new name was successful. Unexpectedly for the musicians, People Need Love reached the leading positions in the Swedish charts. Also, the song even hit the United States chart. Benny and Björn once mentioned that at that time it was almost impossible for musicians from Sweden to make the way in life. Talents from America and England drew all the attention to themselves. But, nothing is impossible for truly talented people. Could they have ever imagined then that they were very close to creating the most famous band in history? Perhaps, but it seems to me that they did not think in terms of worldwide fame. For them, it all looked like two couples in love, spending time together, having fun, and making some music. But in 1973, the quartet recorded the song Ring Ring. The same year, Björn, Benny, Agnetha and Frida performed it at the Melodifestivalen. Unfortunately, the song took the third place, but there was good news too. Ring Ring became a big hit in Scandinavia and in some European countries. In March 1973, the band went on their first promotional trip to West Germany, Austria, Netherlands and Belgium. Agnetha could not participate, as she had just given birth to her daughter, Linda. This, however, was not a problem at all. Since the band was not widely known in Europe, no one noticed the substitution. Inger Brunden went on this tour instead of Agnetha. A little later, a self-titled album, Ring Ring, was released, and the group actively tried to promote it. The first album found a huge success in certain places, but not everywhere. For instance, in France, Ring Ring reached only number 82 in the chart. As soon as the band began to become recognizable, Stig Anderson realized that the former name needed to be changed, as it is unoriginal and difficult to pronounce, and the selection of a name took a while. Even a contest for the best name was held in the Gothenburg newspaper, and the group especially liked such names suggested by readers as Alibaba, Fab, Baba, but in the end they took ABBA. But the originality and memorability of the group was created not only by the sonorous name. Bright and provocative costumes attracted a huge amount of attention to ABBA. The fantasy of Ove Sandström and his partner Lars Vignes knew no bounds. During the 1970s, they designed most of ABBA's legendary costumes together. Now let's look at the name ABBA from the intellectual property law perspective. Choosing a band name is not just a one-day activity that will last forever effortlessly. Have you ever heard about the band Fästfolk? Or maybe Björn and Benny, Agnetha and Anni-Frid? Of course you haven't. That was just early version of ABBA's name. To secure the future band's success, ABBA had to register its name as a trademark. And back in 1976, when ABBA applied for its trademark, the Swedish Intellectual Property Office could refuse a trademark application if a mark could be confused with a business name or a trademark that someone else used in a business activity before. And that is the moment when a fish canning business paid their attention to our young musicians. Sweden already had one, ABBA, which was an abbreviation for the company AB Bröderna Ameln, or in translation, the Ameln Brothers Limited Company. This company had operated in the fish and seafood industry for more than hundreds of years, and also since 90s had its own trademark ABBA. How can music deal with fish, and don't they live in different waters? They actually do, but intellectual property law and its trademark part from time to time live in another dimension. The company's trademarks ABBA were registered not only for seafood products but also for coffee, tea, cocoa, sugar, rice and so on. And of course I doubt that the music band wanted to sell coffee or tea, but either way the registration of the well-known name for other individuals could affect the business reputation of the Ameln brothers. And bearing this in mind, ABBA and ABBA had to talk. Stig Andersen made a request to the Ameln brothers to get a consent for trademark registration. The Swedish company agreed to give it, but under one condition. The Ameln brothers asked not to make feel ashamed for what band was doing. And we hope that Agnetha, Björn, Benny and Annie Fried haven't made the company feel ashamed. The band registered a trademark ABBA in 1976, and as you see, there is something weird about the first letter B. The courtesy for his logo we must pay to Rune Söderqvist. He was a Swedish designer and also the author of all ABBA's album covers after 1976. And the idea behind this B was that the band consisted of two couples, so every B should look at every A. Today I told you about the first attempts of the quartet to achieve popularity and sincere love of the audience. Furthermore, we will tell you about the unique ABBA style and their adventures in the Soviet Union. See you!